Hi everyone, I'm Bea and I'm here to teach you Italian in the most simple and effective way as possible. Today is the video number 6 of our course for absolute beginners, and we are going to introduce the most important verbs in Italian. These two verbs are to be, essere, and to have, avere. I'm sure that you will need these verbs a lot when you're speaking Italian, so please be careful and follow this video. First of all, why they are so important? Well, of course, the verb to have and the verb to be are very important because you can use them to express how you feel, how you are, so the state of being with the verb to be, essere, and then what you have, so the things that are in your possession, with the verb to have, avere. They are also very important because in Italian we have, of course, some compound tenses. For example, passato prossimo, trapassato prossimo, which are present perfect and the past perfect in Italian. To make these tenses, we use the verb to have and the verb to be. So we will use essere e avere to create the past perfect and the present perfect in Italian. But this topic is quite difficult for you now, so we will see this topic in the future. But remember that they are very important as like auxiliary, I will say. And then to conclude, they are very important because in Italian we have a lot of idiomatic expressions with the verb to be and the verb to have. And I think that it's important for you to learn them because a lot of them are made with the verb to be instead of the verb to have. So if for the same expression in English you use the verb to be, in Italian we use the verb to have. So for example, I'm hungry in Italian will be ho fame. So we will use the verb ho, which is a particular conjugation of the verb to have, so avere, and not the verb to be, like you do in English. So yeah, there are a lot of them in Italian, a lot of examples like this. So I will tell you all these examples, not all of them, but the most important in this video. So let's start. First of all, these verbs are irregular. So I will tell you the conjugation of this verb. So for the verb to be, it's io sono, I am. Tu sei, you are. Lui è, he is. Lei è, she is. Noi siamo, we are. Voi siete, you are. Essi sono, they are. So this was for the verb to be. Then for the verb to have, we have io ho, I have. Tu hai, you have. Lui ha, he has. Lei ha, she has. Noi abbiamo, we have. Voi avete, you have. Essi hanno, they have. As you probably noticed, in the verb to have, for conjugate the verb to have, we use the letter H. If you remember from the second video, I told you that the letter H in Italian is mute, and it's just used to create the verb to have and to create the sound the ki and the ke. I don't know if you remember. If you don't, check the second video. By the way, this is the second use of the letter H, so we use them for the verb to have. It's actually mute, but it's important to write the letter H, so it's important to write io ho with the letter H, even if you don't pronounce it. Some examples could be io sono felice, I am happy. Io sono felice. Lei è italiana, she's Italian. Noi siamo in un ristorante, we are in a restaurant. With the verb to have can be, for example, io ho un libro, I have a book. Okay, and now let's go on with the idiomatic expressions. Let's start with the verb to have. We use the verb to have a lot to create these idiomatic expressions, even in some cases where in English you use the verb to be. So, as I already said, ho fame means I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. We cannot say I'm thirsty using the verb to be. We only use the verb to have, saying ho sete. Of course, if you want to say you are thirsty, you will say tu hai sete. We are thirsty. Noi abbiamo sete. So, I'm hungry, ho fame. I'm thirsty, ho sete. Another super important idiomatic expression is I'm cold and I'm hot, of course. To say I'm cold, you can say ho freddo. You have to say ho freddo. You can't use the verb I am, essere. You have to use the verb to have, avere. So it's ho freddo and ho caldo. So I'm hot, it's ho caldo. We are cold will be noi abbiamo freddo, etc. Of course, you can use all the persons that you want. Then, if you remember from the first video, I think, to say your age, we also use the verb to have. So it's ho 20 anni. We don't use the verb to be, like I'm 20. We say I have 20 years old, like, so io ho 20 anni. Another thing very important, I say ho 20 anni instead of io ho 20 anni, but it's the same thing. Since in Italian we conjugate the verb, we can also don't use the subject. So in English, you always have to say I am. You cannot say am, are, because you don't know the person. You have to say you are, we are. But in Italian, all the verbs are different. So you can say abbiamo 20 anni without saying noi abbiamo 20 anni. You can omit the subject because it's clear from the verb, from the conjugation of the verb. So you can say abbiamo freddo, but you can also say noi abbiamo freddo. It's the same. Last, another idiomatic expression is I am wrong. Io ho torto. I am right. Io ho ragione. So you can say tu hai torto, loro hanno ragione, which is you're wrong, they are right. Okay, that's all for the idiomatic expressions with the verb to have. Now let's go on with the verb to be. Well, with the verb to be, they are not like that difficult from an English point of view because they are quite similar. So you can say, for example, I'm ready, io sono pronto, or sono pronto. I'm late, io sono in ritardo, sono in ritardo. You are late will be tu sei in ritardo, and so on. Then you can say that you are married, for example. Io sono sposato. To say that you are in a couple, you can say io sono fidanzato. And to say that you are in love with someone, io sono innamorato. So it's I'm married, io sono sposato. I'm in a couple, I'm in a relationship. Io sono fidanzato. I'm in love. Io sono innamorato. Okay, I think that that's enough for the idiomatic expressions with the verb to have and to be. Of course, with the verb to be, you can just add any adjective that you want to express, that you want to say, that you want to use. So you can just search for the exact adjective. For example, I don't know, happy, sad, enthusiastic, joyful, useful. You can search for all the adjectives that you're looking for. You can also ask me all the adjectives that you want and just use them with the verb to be. So I'm happy, io sono felice. I'm sad, io sono triste. Sad is triste, and so on. Okay, thank you so much for following this video. It was a pleasure. Grazie mille. See you soon. A presto.